from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mike and Jay. Shalom, baby. Hello, Jay.
Hey, everybody.
How are you, my friend?
Very well.
Doing good?
Mm-hmm.
I almost got killed last night.
Happened, Mike.
Almost a head-on collision.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Not kidding either.
Whose fault?
Not mine. I was the one on the right side of the road.
Boy, we trust each other, don't we, as a society?
Dude, island in the middle, it's right in front of the cop shop in Farmington Hills there.
Okay.
You know, is it 11?
11 and Orchard?
11 and Orchard, yeah. Dude, I'm just driving down the road. All of a sudden, headlights coming right at me. And there's an island. It's like two-lane island in the middle. So it's not like, so I don't know where this dude was coming from, but right at me.
What?
Yeah, and I just.
Did you have the wherewithal to pull over?
I did. Well, there was a turnaround. So I was like, I'm going to jump in the turnaround lane right about now, which is what I did. And
you just watched him sail by?
No. He like other
Tried
people
to hit you?
were stopping behind me. They're like, why is this guy coming at us? And so the guy was like, I might be in the wrong lane.
Is he coming with great dispatch? What sort of speed was he?
He was not hauling ass, but he was doing the speed limit.
He did one of these where he turned left out of somewhere, not realizing it was boulevarded.
Yes.
And then was like, oh shit.
That's what I think happened.
One way.
And so he's like, all of a sudden he's like, there's a lot of cars coming at me. And so he just stops like right in front of me. And then he's just like, I guess I'll just drive over this island and up over the hill.
Now we got it right.
All of a sudden, he's right in front of the cop
Sure.
shop. There's a cop right there. It was just like, better talk to this guy and see what's going on here. I left
take
it
a
there.
little whiff of this dude.
Yeah, there might be something up here. He's totally going the wrong way. But yeah, everyone was stopped behind me.
Have you ever had that feeling where you turn down a street and you go, oh, there's cars coming at me, but there's not a yellow line in the middle of this street. There's only white lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happened once or twice, like in downtown areas, and then you're like, oh, quick, shit.
I was
Get to
just
the next
going to say,
block.
downtown Detroit, that happened to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, pulled down a one-way, and I'm like,
yeah,
just drive it. All of a sudden, cop behind me, lights on. The guy comes out of the car and says, what the hell are you doing? I was like, what?
Just driving?
He's like, why are you here? You don't belong here. I was like, oh, man, okay.
Racist.
Sorry.
Wow. Yeah. What?
He did. This is, he's like.
What years would this have been, would you say?
Early 90s.
Oh.
Long time ago.
So
Black cop, too. He's like, what the hell are you doing in this area? I was like, I just took a turn. I just think I'm going the wrong way. I don't know. He's like, get out of here. Turn around. Get the fuck out of here. I was like, okay, yes, sir, will do.
I did. This isn't exactly the same, but I had this situation about a month ago where I was in Milford and I was coming out of there's this gas station. It's just kind of if you go out, it's a pain in the ass to make a right because there's a stoplight right there. And so people line up and whatever. So I'm like, I'm going to go left a little bit and then kind of do a right.
Sure, I've done that.
Yeah.
And I start to go left. And all of a sudden I see this cop drive by. I'm like, oh, fuck. And so there's a McDonald's right there. And I'll just pretend I'm pulling into this McDonald's here. And I swear to God, the cop, there was another place past the McDonald's. He pulled in there. I pulled into the line of McDonald's. I'm like, oh, fuck. Maybe he'll let me off if he thinks that what I was doing is trying to go into McDonald's. So I make an order.
You ordered food.
And then he freaking leaves. And I only ordered $1 McChicken sandwich.
Did you have enough to cover it?
Well, once I saw him left, I just drove away.
Oh, you didn't have $1, did you?
Well, I don't know.
He actually places an order. I love that.
Hilarious. Like just pulling in and walking in to the store wasn't good enough for something.
But it was like you could tell. I could tell that's what happened. I pulled out, could go left until make a U-turn to go right. The cop drove by. I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, just kept going on into McDonald's. And I could tell he pulled in and he stood there for a little bit. And then once I kind of made the order and started driving through, he drove away. And I'm like, I'm
not totally understanding the move you made, but what I think you did was there's a boulevarded street. Okay. And this is what I've done several times in one area on Lapeer where I turn out, but I want to hit that turnaround without going to the next one. So you do a little bit of a left to get into that turnaround and then
one-way traffic just for a second.
Yeah, just for, I don't know, 30 feet or something.
Have you ever done this where it's like one-way boulevard, one way, and it's like you pass your destination, you pull into the driveway after it, and then it's like,
I haven't. I was in that position yesterday, and I chose not to.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's like, I either got to pull out, go right, do a full turnaround, do another turnaround, and come back, or, damn it, that driveway one is just 30 feet to the left. I'm just, oh, man, there's no one coming. I've done that. It's just like, just whip in there. Fuck it.
Basically, what I did is
we got a diagram now.
This is the road. There's these crossroads. So here's where the stoplight is. Here's the gas station, and here's the McDonald's. So this is a bitch. So there was cars.
This is awesome for people listening.
I know.
Right.
This is just perfect.
I think we got it.
Yeah.
Basically, what you did.
Well, you didn't get it. Jay said he didn't get it.
But I sort of just wanted to move on from it more than really discuss a diagram.
It's a
just
good point.
The three of us. But,
yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Well, I don't care. There was cars up to here. So, well, that's what happened.
Okay.
So. Got it. Good job, E. Glad you. I
don't believe that you
stiffed McDonald's. I'm glad you broke the law.
Oh, thank God no one was hurt. Hey, speaking of cars, it's December, which means all the good boys and girls get a visit from Santa himself and Zotford and Jolly Holly. Not Holly Jolly, but Jolly Holly, is celebrating its Built for the Holidays sales event. That means you pay what they pay. You don't have to be an employee to get an employee discount on select vehicles. For example, lease a new 18 Ford Escape as low as $123 a month. No plan, no problem. Or lease a new 18 Ford F-150 Super Cab 4x4 as low as $144 a month. No plan, no problem. Don't delay, because once St. Nick finishes his holiday gift giving, Zotford's Built for the Holidays sales event will be finished too.
There's a lot of holiday plugs in there. I think that's the holiday read.
The Yuletide, you know?
Sure. I am stressing, Jay. There's so much to do today. As you know, I'm going to New York tomorrow to be on Anthony Cumia's show again. And so I was emailing last night with his guest booker, Allie. And I'm like, hey, I'm flying out tomorrow.
I'll be there. AH on the end. Baka.
I'm like, yeah, I'm flying out tomorrow. I'll be there Thursday for the show. Looking forward to it. And is there anything I need to know or bring or whatever? She's like, nope, just bring you. Oh, and by the way, Dave's off for the day.
Dave Landau
is off on
co-host
Thursday.
Dave Landau.
He's got a gig out of town, so he's not going to be there. So unless there's a last minute booking, it'll just be you and Ann.
Kick ass.
Okay, great.
Kick ass.
No added pressure there at all.
That's great, man.
I know. I thought more about it. I was like, oh, thanks, Allie. That's great. Yeah, no heavy lifting there. She's like, nah, you'll be fine.
Fucking sweet.
And then later I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, that is better. I don't need that Lando bit here.
Let me ask you this.
I emailed her back. I'm like, hey, Allie, do me a favor. Don't book anyone else. I'll just do it with Ant.
Were you thinking about it after I gave you an inspirational text, or were you thinking about it before you gave an inspirational?
What did you say?
I'm just saying. I had your back. That's all I'm saying.
It was pretty funny, actually. I'm trying to remember what you said.
It doesn't matter. It's not that big.
What did I say? I said, perfect. Take that fucker's job.
Yeah, right. He went. I said, he was like, oh, dude, this could be a blessing in disguise. This is great. And I was like, yeah, I kind of agree. The nightmare scenario is they book someone else last minute, like, say, Andrew Dice Clay.
Right.
And then it's like,
the Dice Man.
Now you just sit there while Dice fucking doesn't shut up.
Does his shit, yeah.
He goes off, and you're just like, oh, man, that was fun. So that's the nightmare. And
hey, by the way, who are you? Yeah, I'm Mike Walters from the Detroit cast.
Hickory dickory dock. Some chick was sucking my cock. The clock struck 2. I dropped my goo and dumped the bitch on the next block. Oh!
Now who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck what are we doing with this guy, huh? It's like, shit. I'm trying to do cigarettes around my neck. Little boy blue, you want to do that one? And so I sent that to E. Here was his response. He goes, this is well thought for E. You can only control what you can control. I understand, more easily said, but you just can't control that. It will be fine. By the way, it's not life and death. It's just a podcast. We'll survive even if you suck dick. Although maybe if it's going bad, may I offer a suggestion? Go to the Moop.
The Moop. Hell yes. Well put, E. That's insightful.
Isn't that great? I was like, who wrote that? That doesn't sound like something E would say.
An idea that you would get up on the desk.
Always go to the Moop.
Just grab a beer, open it up, and just start shaking it. I'm coming. Yeah.
I've always got that. Back pocket.
I would give everything I have to see video of that actual occurrence.
I know. The Moop was so brilliant. Do people know what the Moop is?
I think we did that in extra content. I know we've referenced it many times, just shorthand. But
Moop was just a buddy of mine growing up, and
I had the pleasure of meeting and partying with Moop several times.
Sure. And he was great to party
with,
dude. When he got drunk and he didn't get obnoxious or out of control, or decide to break everything around and all that shit. No, but Moop was like, I was such a dick. He was like, stand-up comedy doesn't look that hard. I was like, no, you got this shit. You should try it. He's like, really? I'm like, I start calling around, like finding where's a fucking open mic. Moop. Right 5 minutes, I found a spot. We're going to 7 on Merriman, I think. They were having an open mic thing. And I was like, yeah, he's like, yeah, you think I could do it? I'm like, totally, easy. You got this.
Make me laugh all the time,
dude. Which is such a dick move, because I know this is a disaster waiting to happen. And
it's like these people who push their friends to go on American Idol and stuff.
Right.
Oh, no, you're great. Oh,
dude, you got this. You
totally.
Sing
wow.
like
Message
an
in a
angel.
bottle. Oh, my God.
Voice
Awesome.
of an angel.
Yes.
They get up there and they suck balls. Yeah. Well, Moop got up on stage, and I'm sitting there front row, or not front row, I'm a couple tables back, and I'm just like, this is going to be good. And he goes up there, and it's like, oh, this is real. There's a spotlight on me, and I'm holding a microphone, and it's just like,
I have to tell jokes now.
We're probably 15, and they're like, man, we don't pay, but we'll give you drinks or whatever. And so he's got a bottle of beer, opens it up, and goes on stage like a seasoned fucking comic, walking up, hey, how's everybody doing? It's fucking dead. The place is just 10 people in there, and everyone's like,
10 people isn't bad for an open mic, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Most of them are not paying attention to the stage. They're just there to have drinks in the early evening, happy hour time. And he's got nothing, and he's just gonna wing it, which is a great idea. I recommend that.
Little crowd play, right?
Sure, all startup comics. It's best to just wing it on stage. And after about a minute of just nothing, he was like, "Yeah, I'm coming," and he just grabs the beer bottle.
He didn't even
He announced, "I'm coming," and just starts shaking the bottle and spraying the fucking front row of the crowd with beer.
Do you remember if there was any setup to it? Like he just,
dude, I don't.
You probably just don't remember. He had to have said something though, right?
You don't know Moop.
Okay.
He could have very well just said, "I'm coming."
Yeah, because I mean the punchline is I'm spraying beer on patrons. Like I'm coming, and just like
sort of Gallagher-esque.
And it was just like kind of like get up out of the seat and just like, oh man, I gotta get out of here. This is not going well.
And then you rode your mongoose home.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, this is exactly how I thought this would go. Yeah, even better, almost. Fucking dynamite.
How did he feel about it afterward? Was he like, oh, that was
I
bad?
wish I remembered. It was so long ago. I just don't remember what.
Because he wasn't the type then who would just be like, oh my God, I'm just dead now. I'm dead inside. I can't go on.
No.
It just roll off.
Yeah. Exactly.
No problem. Like,
yeah.
Okay, check that box.
And
I
was
stand-up comedy. I killed it.
I was kind of that Eddie Haskell kid, talking friends into dumb shit.
Yeah, that's
no,
nice.
you got this. You
nice,
got this.
Good friend.
Did the same thing to E when he first started. Like, stand-up comedy. Yeah, no, go in the other room and write 5 minutes, dude. You got this.
Yeah.
No problem. 5 minutes on stage doesn't feel like an eternity at all. It's a just quick 5 minutes. You'll be in and out in no time.
But distinguishing him, E, from Moop, I mean, E has really taken that and run with it and become.
He has. But he knows about the Moop, and I'm sure Moop would not mind if he went on stage and was having a tough time. Just grab your beer bottle, go to the Moop, dude. Go to the Moop. Go to the Moop. It's not working.
Just start spraying people.
Yeah, I don't remember how the bar reacted. I wish I had more detail, and God, I'd kill for video of it. But
so if people want to see you on the Kumia show, how do they do it?
Compoundmedia.com. You can go there, and I think it's a subscription-based show, but I think you can watch individual shows for couple bucks or something.
Yeah, you can do a day subscription.
What is it, like $3 or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
that's what I did. And
it's
I
worth
think
it.
A lot
in
of people
this
did last time. Yeah,
sure.
Oh, I'll definitely be watching.
No, I'm looking forward to it. Plus, Deuce is going.
Nice.
Deuce is like, fuck yeah, I'm going. And so he booked a couple meetings for work out in New York. So he's got a couple meetings going.
Or to write off some hotels and meals.
Oh yeah, meals, hotels, cabs, whatever it takes. So yeah, no, it'll be fun. So first thing tomorrow, we gotta fucking head out, and it was just good news to get yesterday.
Oh, it's awesome.
Oh yeah, by the way, Dave is not gonna be there. Oh, great.
Hey, insurance, we all need it. Most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or who even provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasik from Wasik Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 30 years in the business. He offers all types of insurance coverage: auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. Call Brent Wasik at 734-455-1900 and get a free, no-obligation quote today.
I know you were waiting desperately to find out who was going to be Time Magazine's 2018 Person of the Year.
Well,
that's how fast it was. I didn't realize. I didn't realize
you
were giving us were the nominations handed out a lot sooner than that? Or
I don't know if we get involved in the nominations.
No. I know, but when you said them yesterday, I just assumed usually it's like they gave them out and then it's like a week's anticipation. I assume they would want people talking about it.
They knew we were desperate to find out. We needed to know who was going to be their Person of the Year. And so it's Jamal Khashoggi.
Yeah.
The journalist.
And journalists, right? Overall. It's not just him. It's just journalism.
No, Guardians.
Guardians.
Jamal and other Guardians is it. And so
other fake news providers.
Fake news. If I was Khashoggi, and I'm glad I'm not, I'd be bummed. It's like, this guy he's on probation and he gets to be a Guardian too. And this guy went to jail for a year. I got hacked into pieces. Like he deserves his own cover for that,
Pay the
right?
price.
So the Guardians are him, and then the Capital Gazette in Annapolis, Maryland, where 5 people were shot and killed. Okay, they can be included at their offices in June. Philippine journalist Maria Ressa, who has been arrested.
It's all right.
Shot and killed, hacked to pieces.
What about Jim Acosta, who was silenced for a good 4 days?
I think he would fall into the Guardians category. And then there's a Reuters journalist detained in Myanmar for nearly a year. Walon and Kiwu Suun. I don't know them. So, yeah. It's about a broader fight against the powers that be.
Mm-hmm.
And did you read CNN dropped a transcript of Jamal Khashoggi's?
Yeah.
Did you read that?
Yeah. It's gross.
You know, I thought it's better than I thought, though, because I thought he was tortured and hacked up, like they were cutting fingers off and shit. But it sounds like
that was my read of it. That they started cutting him while he was clearly alive.
Really?
Yeah.
See, he was doing the whole I can't breath while he had a bag over his head, and I thought he died. They strangled him out to death, and then you can hear the saws.
Oh, the one I read was like insert saw sound here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. So
or maybe I read a description of like a senator leaked a description of it. Maybe I didn't read the actual transcript.
Yeah, well, what I had was he can be heard struggling against his captors who make a series of phone calls during the torture. The calls suggest that they were keeping higher ups informed as to what was going on. The transcript tracks the moment he first entered the consulate to pick up papers because he was trying to get married, those marriage papers with him and his fiancée. Supposed to be routine, but he was then confronted by a man he recognized and did not expect. At that point, when she'd just be like, "Oh, I left something in the car. I'll be back in a minute." It's like this higher up part of the Saudi government. Yeah. You're just like,
what are you doing here?
Why are you here? The man is Meher Abdulaziz Mutreb, former Saudi diplomat, intelligence official working for Prince MBS. He can be heard telling him, "You are coming back." It's like, no. Let me just grab my paperwork out of the car. I'll be right back in. He can be heard arguing back, Khashoggi can, saying that there are people waiting for him outside. He's then set on by a bunch of people. The only other person named in the transcript is a doctor, Muhammad al-Tabaik or something. He can be heard advising people, put headphones on, listen to music, instead of just having to listen to the saw. God. So, yeah, and then he's like, tell your boss it's done. It's done. He's talking to someone on the phone, so it doesn't sound good. I hope for his sake he was already gone.
God, so many cleaner ways to do this.
I know, right?
Again, just pot shot from 300 yards away.
Wouldn't you think too? The guys that are doing this, that are carrying this out, they wouldn't need music. They'd be used to bone saws and dismembering people. That wouldn't be
so amateurish. This whole group of guys traveling together and making calls while it's going on.
15 of them or something? Yeah. Didn't they say? Jesus.
I don't know if that was in that range. Yeah, like 8 to 12 of them or something like.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not how the movies tell us these things are done.
No, you just see one guy with a blow dart as he's walking in. Right. Done. Over. Tell your boss it's done. Academy Awards. Apparently they've been blindsided
by the Kevin Hart.
What are we gonna do? And so the Oscars may not have a host at this year's show.
That'd be awesome, dude. Honestly.
You heard how little they pay the hosts?
What are they? What is it? Just
Kimmel was paid $15,000 a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
it's just considered such an honor.
Sure. Is it though? It's just like they say, a thankless job, and everyone bitches about what you do. Yeah. No one ends up liking it in the end. The audience blows. So, they're scrambling to find a last-minute replacement after Kevin Hart quit. Dude. It's like, did he really quit, or did you guys put him in a really shitty situation and he walked away? He was fine doing that gig. So they were absolutely blindsided by his decision. So, making matters worse, they had no contingency plan, like no backup plan at all.
What? It's December. When is the Oscars? Like in March?
I think February.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's February 24th.
It still seems like you could find somebody in Hollywood or entertainment won't stand up there and
Apparently they reached out to Eddie Murphy. It was like, yeah, I'll pass. No, thank you. Few other names going instead. So they're talking about like a rotating cast of celebs, kind of like SNL. Which I'm sure they could pull that off, but
splitting 15 grand like 8 ways.
Right. Sure.
That's
So did you actually read his tweets? Did we read those, the ones that he's in trouble for?
I think we did yesterday, yeah.
Did we read his actual ones though? Or we referenced them, yeah.
I thought we did. But...
Yeah, about his son being gay.
Yeah.
One person they're tapping, and this would be great. If they could land Hannah Gadsby, I mean,
who?
What? You know who Hannah Gadsby?
Hannah Gadsby.
Yeah, she did a big speech a week ago at some women's conference.
I have to get my Bing machine out here.
Yeah, pull up a picture of her.
Gadsby.
I mean, this guy would be great. I mean, check this dude out. And she was giving a speech like a week ago.
Wait, what? Is that Katie Lang?
Yeah, right. And was talking about just blasting men for mansplaining and stuff like that. So that would fit the bill, right?
Oh, yeah. Right. I heard of this chick. Dude, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah Gadsby is an Australian comedian and writer.
Mm-hmm.
She rose to prominence after winning the national final of the Raw comedy competition for new comedians in 2006. Oh, she's been around for 12 years.
Right. Which is why we all know her.
Toured internationally.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, 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 blah.
She gave a speech at the Hollywood Reporter's 2018 Women in Entertainment Gala. And so, yeah, I think she was just blasting dudes, because we're just evil, I guess. So there are other people that they're talking about. Ellen DeGeneres, gay, of course, that would work.
She'd be a totally safe. She's done it before. Should be good.
Neil Patrick Harris, gay as well, so that would work. And he's done those. He usually does like the Tonys, doesn't he? And
yeah, I think so.
He's done a lot of those. And
you should go get Ricky Gervais. Why don't you do that?
That would be nice. So she was talking about good men was her topic. There's no such thing as good men out there. And those of us for mansplaining endemic misogyny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly what that means. And I don't know what her problem is with us. But she really
she likes to dress like us. I don't.
And wear hair like us and totally look like us, but whatever. So she does this would be great because her comedy features a lot of social commentary on LGBTQ issues, which is kind of a shock. I bet that's shocking to a lot of people. And she's called out Hollywood's good men. So yeah. Anyway, it'd be a telling rebuke for Kevin Hart's homophobia.
Yeah. I find good men talking about bad men incredibly irritating. And this is something the good men are doing a lot at the moment, Gadsby said. Not this moment, not this minute, because the good men don't have to wake up early for their opportunity to monologue their hot take on misogyny. They get primetime TV in the late shows. Boy, that's what I want to hear in my stand-up comedy.
Sure. So what is the problem with us good men trying to talk about bad men? Like we're not allowed to even address
criticizing those woke dudes who are, prancing around with pussy hats on and marching along with the women. Like, get out of here, man. You still have a penis.
Here. Man. Beat it, man. Look at that.
I know, I was going to say that jacket fits pretty well. I mean, that has nothing to you can't get clothes that fit? Like,
well, she has that matronly sort of body, right? And you're trying to fit into a man's suit.
Where are the hips in the body?
If you're wearing a man suit, you got to go bulky because she's got those goddamn kits that everyone hates under there, and you don't want that to be showing. And so you've got to wear a bulkier sport coat to make sure that it's really tricky. Man it up.
You need a good tailor, that's for sure.
Yeah. So anyways, I really hope that lands the gig. Honestly, I would watch.
See Pat Sajak. I don't know how recent his comment was in the last week, I think.
Yeah.
Pat Sajak, where he's like, I think the Oscars should be on 2 nights. One night where they talk about the wonder of movies and give away all the awards and celebrate that. And then the second night where they hold their political rally. He's such a right-wing dude.
Dude, it's a good point, though.
Yeah. It's a great point, but the problem is you'd still get them walking up there and giving their speeches. Like, you're not going to tell them they can't say anything.
Well,
I mean, you can, but...
It's so funny to me because it keeps eating its own. We've got a gender non-conforming star of a show called Billions. Have you guys heard of that on Showtime?
No.
I guess
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Asia Kate Dillon has been nominated for a Critics' Choice Award for Best Supporting Actor in a Drama Series. She plays a character named Taylor Mason, a gender non-binary intern prodigy. I don't know exactly what that means. And so she was born female, but after years of struggling with her gender identity, she's removed all references to gender on her Twitter. And so we have to do that they-their thing. Remember,
so
was
the real person, not the actor, like the real person.
The real person, yeah,
okay.
And the actor.
Well, but
was it Rain Dove?
Well, I think it would be wrong for any other actor to play a character like that, right? Wouldn't there be huge protests if we tried to put a normal actor acting in that role?
Right. That happened to what's her name most recently.
Yes.
She was like, "Fuck it, I'm out," and walked away from the movie. What's her name? Huge actress, and she was going to play a trans star, trans person in this movie, and they were like, you could get someone who's actually trans in that role, Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah,
and it was like, why wouldn't you want a no-name, nobody's ever heard of actress?
When we're talking about trans people, we're talking about like 0.0003% of the population, right? And how many of them are qualified actors? One or two of them,
right? So. Anyway, this chick was nominated in the same category last year, but lost out to David Harbour of the series on Netflix Stranger Things, which that's a little transphobic, isn't it? The fact that they didn't win last year.
There
didn't win last year. Being didn't win last year. The Being. Rain Dove. Rain Dove's my favorite person in Hollywood. Laverne Cox was nominated for Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series. Twice nominated for an Emmy and hasn't won. That's pretty transphobic, isn't it? I mean, if she's in the category, you gotta. So, anyways, Showtime submits they for this award, and is like, can we get rid of the categories like men and women, and just have like an open one for people that don't identify as male or female?
Yeah, do what you want.
Yeah, great. Would you mind reconsidering your categories?
Would you like Trump to be reelected?
Right. If you could just reconsider categories like male and female dinosaurs for non-binary actors.
My solution, I'm just thinking about this now, but I think my solution is just give them every single actor an award, and who gives a shit? I don't even care. Like, why?
They've ruined it.
Right, just give.
They've ruined it for everyone.
They've ruined such a good thing.
No, I never cared, but I'm just saying, like, to me, just literally, just say you've all won.
Participation.
You've all won a Grammy, and that's great. All your music is perfect. We're not going to have an awards ceremony.
Dude, so this chick did not receive a nomination, which is rather transphobic in my opinion. But MTV got wind of the letter and was like, "That's a great idea." We're gonna do that. So the MTV Awards are merging best performance male, female into just non-binary.
Good, it'll be a shorter show then.
Hopefully, the Critics' Choice Awards, they say, did not consider doing the same. Dude,
they just as they didn't consider it. That's
They're like, no, we're not gonna do that. But MTV,
not yet.
Right? Yeah. Well, once MTV gets the dominoes falling, the dominoes falling. How can they? I mean, they're just going to look sexist and transphobic.
Sure,
I mean,
it'll be the norm.
Yeah. So they.
Is it wrong to say it? Because they is plural, man.
They and their. That's what it wants to be called.
But can we call it it? Because it's singular, right?
No, you're supposed to.
In this
call
instance,
it they.
we're calling it. We're talking about a single being, right?
Yeah, we're talking about a single being.
Yeah.
And it.
It doesn't work in your sentence structure, though.
They wants to be referred to as they or their or
not
them.
It is it too impersonal and
doesn't
not cool?
Want to be called it
because that makes it sound like it's a creature,
right?
Inhuman.
So here's the problem, though. I'm reading this sentence. I'm like, they now promote the saying "sex is between the legs, gender is between the ears" to help others understand. Great, got that. I was like, well, who is promoting that saying? I'm reading the story. I'm like.
Yeah.
Where? What? It doesn't say who's promoted. They now promote the saying. I'm like, who is they? I was like, oh, they is it.
Being.
They is like
they is it. The being. It's hard.
It's hard to read now.
I don't want to do this anymore.
And like,
I'm just tired of it.
When we brought up Amy Schumer and them, those tweets with about the Kevin Hart thing.
Chelsea Handler.
Yeah, all of them. So I forget which one of the three. I forget which one of them, but somebody came out with this whole tweet. One of the three women that Nick Cannon blasted came out with a tweet basically saying like, well, and then she like had a like tag.
Oh, I want to hear their explanation.
Dude, she tagged like another gay dude's write this whole letter for her, basically saying, well, we understood that, that Amy Schumer was being, she was being kidding and it was a joke, but Kevin Hart was not kidding. And I'd have to look at it completely, dude, but it was just like, wait a minute. No, she kind of just said, well, I was joking. Those were jokes.
Yeah.
I said it in a comedic way.
Kevin Hart's were not jokes. I didn't think, so I do see the difference, but
I don't know that they weren't.
The fact is they were saying faggot and fags in those tweets, period. And if some right winger did that, they'd be murdered for that.
Well, that was the whole point. The gist of her was saying that this gay person wrote a letter saying that it's okay because we didn't feel threatened
people
by
on the
us.
left will be continually okay with forgiving their own. They'll figure out a way, right?
Right.
Dunham, or what's her name? Lena Dunham.
Yeah.
She forgave her male friend who was alleged to have engaged in Me Too conduct. Remember that?
Oh,
Defended him after, just hours after saying, we need to believe all women, etc.
All women need to be believed.
So they'll find a way to explain it.
Yeah.
But if it's somebody on the other side, then they'll crush them.
Like a bug.
Like a bug.
God. Did you hear about that wedding over the weekend? That Indian dude threw for his daughter. He's like the richest person in India, worth like $43 billion. Had Beyonce play.
Oh yeah,
for
I saw the headline there.
Yeah, a couple $1 million. Got her to come out and do 3 songs or some shit.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton was there and took a date. Huma Abedin. They're actually saying that. Hillary takes Huma as her date
as a +1.
Week long. It was a week-long wedding celebration, and this guy flies them private. All the guests flew in private, and so she and Huma went to this 5-day thing that will end with the marriage ceremony of Isha Ambani.
Look at Hillary,
that idiot.
You know what? At least she's like smiling, kind of.
Just a small town girl from Arkansas.
Sure. God, that's a bad look. Bill's like, yeah, why don't you take Huma? Just go have a blast, honey. You guys will have a blast out there.
Is Huma in that picture?
No.
I don't know. You know what? This was just her. I just first article.
There's Huma back there, right?
Yes.
Oh shit, yeah, the left.
Do you think they shared a room?
Sure.
Do you think there's something going on with these two?
No.
Really?
Honestly, no.
I
like to joke about it, and
I think there is. So, this guy is the head of the Indian oil and gas giant Reliance Industries. Sounds like a good one to be a part of. Like $43 billion. So they were trying not to be photographed together. This is the second time. They went to a movie together, too. Sat next to each other, but they went in separate entrances so they wouldn't be photographed together. They're trying to keep this relationship on the down low. That's what it sounds like.
Sounds like they're aware of the rumors, but
yeah.
If that, what's funny, if for real, if that was what it was, like if they were aware that these rumors were out there, could you imagine those conversations if it was like, look, we know we're not scissoring each other, but people think we do, and we want to go see this movie. We got to do it on the DL. It's just too much.
Yeah, and if you're Huma and you're totally not into her and you're just trying to be like, it's gross. Dude, rumor is I'm banging that chick.
Fuck, nobody's banging that chick. Dude, I just
that's
got the
my
visual.
suspicion is nobody's banging that chick.
Yeah, asexual as shit.
Yeah,
dude, I just got the visual in my head of Huma and Hillary scissoring. I don't know why it just popped in my head, and then I immediately went, "You think Hillary shaves, or you think it's like, probably not, right?"
Weren't there famous pictures of her in the 70s with like hairy armpits or some shit? Am I imagining that, or hairy legs? And
fuck yes, yeah, she was one of those. For sure.
The big glasses, big homely looking glasses.
Man, she's hot. I'm going to bang her. What did Bill see in that?
No.
Lord.
I don't know how all that happened.
Wow.
HopCat, we were there once. Switching gears from her bush.
You've gone to a restaurant one time and you're like, I've been to HopCat like several times.
Once.
Well, no, I mean as a group. We were there with Massey, right?
Yeah.
That's all I meant. Have you guys been there multiple times?
I think I've only been there once.
Yeah. They've got their famous crack fries.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember if
Not anymore.
we ate their crack fries when we were there?
I have every time I've gone.
Yeah.
God, I think I would remember that, Mike, because they are addicting, I hear.
It's their flagship, and I think they push it hard. Like the waitress, you've got to eat the crack fries. They're amazing. And so they've had the crack fries since they opened their first pub there in Grand Rapids in 2008. But they've announced today that they're going to discontinue the name Crack Fries. We chose the name more than 11 years ago as a reference to the addictive quality of the fries. Great. Perfect fucking name.
Things are like crack.
And they're cracked pepper seasoning. Okay, makes perfect sense.
Does.
They're addictive and they've got cracked pepper. Crack fries, great. Why are we doing this? What are we doing? So
it's interesting that 10 or 11 years later they're making the change.
We named them that without consideration for those the drug negatively affected.
Dude, I couldn't even when I was reading this.
And we were wrong.
I couldn't even do it without laughing. Like, dude, some guy on crack. You got some dude at the restaurant who had a crack addiction, and he's really like, you know,
I'm offended by that.
Pretty insensitive, guys.
Wow.
They go on in this statement. The crack epidemic and the lasting impact on those it affects is not funny. It never was. As we grow as a company and we have come to realize that to make light of this drug and of addiction contradicts our values of inclusion and community. Can we just eliminate the fucking word inclusion? I don't want the word inclusion anymore.
You want to hear his message? I mean, it's very heartfelt.
This is Mark Gray, CEO of Barfly Ventures.
Very heartfelt, obviously.
Hello, my name is Mark Gray, CEO of Barfly Ventures, parent company of HopCat. Today I'm announcing plans to change the name of HopCat's Crack Fries. It'll still be the same beer-battered seasoned recipe.
Beer batter? I'm an alcoholic.
While the name Crack Fries was intended to be tongue-in-cheek, drug addiction is not a joke. The drug crack has devastated many of the communities that we serve.
Ann Arbor?
Our vision for creating an inclusive company that supports our communities, shows love for our team, and best serves our guests is not compatible with the continued use of the name.
Yeah.
Over the coming days and months, you will begin to see us reprint our menus, recycle our posters, and take down our signs to fully discontinue the use of the Crack Fries name.
I'm going to still ask for them.
To our loyal guests who have come to love our fries over the years, rest assured, they're still the same great fries and the same great signature HopCat recipe. To all of our employees, guests, and community members who have helped us come to this conclusion, I would like to say thank you for helping lead us in the right direction. Thank you, and have a good day.
Fucking awesome.
Dude, I'm going to order Crack Fries.
I'm done with HopCat.
They do this now out of nowhere, seemingly. Like, there wasn't a big story about it. I'm sure they've had their complaints.
Well, they said guests and community members
I'm sure
have enlightened them.
Been an issue. But the fact that they're posting something about that and not just doing it on the sly certainly suggests that they're just trying to look woke, man. That's it.
Woke as shit, too. Yeah.
You're scoring some social justice points.
We want to thank our guests and employees and community members who have helped us come to this realization and apologize for the pain the name brought to others. Okay, I want to see the crackhead walking around Detroit or anywhere they've got a restaurant that's
Grand Rapids, Ann Arbor.
It's just bummed out. Like,
man, I was going to be okay, but
10 years sober, and then I walk into a HopCat and
reminds me all over again. What with the crack fries? I get it. You're making fun of me.
I'll tell you this, for one.
Dude, nobody thought that. That is just like, what can we fuck with today? How woke can we be?
Well, in this troll atmosphere, though, we just talked about yesterday, people who are just trolling athletes and Kyler Murray, etc., looking for old tweets. I don't doubt that there were assholes on the side doing that, but the fact that they, come out with this big thing and they didn't do it just on the side. They could have just changed it, you know, called them fries.
Right? Why not?
Yeah, I was going to suggest
new menus get issued. Nobody says the word. It's just fries.
Dude, hey,
waiters and waitresses, stop calling them crack fries.
Yeah,
right.
They're just fries.
I would suggest heroin fries. See if that sticks a little bit, and then maybe in 11 years, we can change it up again. But yeah, dude, you're right. This is employees or a customer here or there that's trolling for sure. I just don't believe it's like, for the people that the pain that the name brought others. It's like, dude, no fucking way. That person doesn't exist.
No.
You did not cause pain to anybody by calling your fries crack fries. It didn't happen. That did not happen, sir. Sorry.
I would love the idea of calling him out on that.
It's a straw man. He's getting social justice points
Oh, we need to go to
this.
HopCat. They're such woke bays.
Yeah.
Did you see his beard? He's woke.
Yeah.
It's already hipster.
We are confident in our decision. It is not only the right thing to do, it reflects who we are. Does it? Does it, Mark?
Well, I would say for one, if I go to HopCat again, which I like HopCat, so if I were to go, I will ask for crack fries every time.
Yeah,
I will not change what I ask for. I will say, does that come with the crack fries? And I don't care what they fucking say.
Sir,
and two,
we're going to ask you to leave now. This is the fourth day in a row you've come in here requesting crack fries. We're going to have to, it's just too offensive.
But why even have, why is there alcohol sold there? I mean, are there no alcoholics to go in there and get triggered? Why is all their food, burgers, bacon? I mean,
yeah. Well, I do the same thing whenever I would go to Starbucks. It was like, no, I'm not playing your game. I'm not going to do the venti thing. And it was like, I'll have a large of that. And it'd be like, you want a venti? No.
I'm not going to learn your new language.
Yeah, I'm not playing that game. It's small, medium, and large. We all established this many, many years ago. So no, I'm not doing your whole venti grande bullshit. I'm not playing
one thing if you're in like, I don't know what, I guess if it's French or what, if you're in some, out of country little coffee shop, but it's Starbucks, dude. And it's not in Seattle anymore, dude. I'm in Michigan and Royal Oak.
Yeah. Will you say it? Would you go in there and say venti? I'll have a venti or a grande?
No.
You don't go there. Speaking of foods, Jimmy Dean sausages, and they are not changing their name. But they are recalling more than 29,000 pounds of their sausage, what they think has metal in it.
That's why you stick with Kowalski quality.
That's right. Yeah, it's possible there's some metal shards in our sausage. And really, I would never do this story, but it just reminds me of the old Message. Did you ever hear that? That guy calls up and he's pissed because they had like a 16-ounce sausage package and they've shrunk it to a 12-ounce. And he can't feed his family.
Of Jimmy Dean's?
Yeah, of Jimmy Dean's. And he calls their complaint line.
No.
And leaves a message complaining because his family can't be fed on 12-ounce sausages. There you go.
Sweet.
Do you have it there?
Randy Taylor. I don't know where you people come from. I don't know if you test your products, your quantity of your products. Your products are very delicious. Love your sausage for 30-something years, but I can't take and feed a family of 5 on a little 12-ounce roll of sausage. I don't mind paying you more money for your 16-ounce roll of sausage, but you don't have it anymore. You've got a 12-ounce roll, and you got 3 men that weigh over 200 pounds apiece, a woman that's a little plump Scotch girl, and a daughter who's 13, and you're going to try to take a 12-ounce roll of sausage and a couple of dozen eggs and feed that. It ain't going to work, and I'm not going to purchase your product anymore or ever again. And as far as your 16-ounce and maple and sage, I don't eat that. I'm not from the north. I'm a Texas man. Jimmy Dean sausage is for southern people to eat with the breakfast, with the fried eggs and the T-bone steaks. And I can't see going to a little 12-ounce package to feed 4, 5, 6 people. And I'm not going to buy 2 of those 12-ounce packages.
Yeah,
just because you want to downsize and charge the same goddamn price.
That was going to be my question.
I'd sure like a reply, and I'd sure like you to go back to your 16-ounce package on your regular sausage.
Yep.
Because I'm not going to buy it otherwise ever again. I'll just have my own damn sausage made like I used to 30-something years ago. It's not tasty as yours is, but it'll work. Goodbye.
Are you able to slice the 12-ounce into 3 pieces?
I don't.
No?
I don't know.
Could you, I reckon you could. I reckon you could take a 12-ouncer, slice it into 3 pieces, buy another 12-ouncer.
Well, he's not going to buy 2, Jay.
Not going to buy 2. And as far as
suggestion, there's a way to come up with 4 ounces if need be. In a pinch.
I like that 30-plus years ago, he was making his own sausage.
It's not as tasty as yours. It's not as tasty as yours. But
this reminds me so much of the guy who emailed in and was pissed that we had shortened our show. And therefore wasn't going to listen to any more of it.
You're right.
Remember that? Since you guys were doing like 2+ hours, now you're like an hour 30. You know what? I'm fucking done with you guys.
It's bullshit. I'm out. I can't take this. It's like, oh, So
you loved the show before when it was 2+ hours.
Seems like a really bad solution to the problem at hand,
sir. Thank you for listening.
I wonder if that dude's still listening. If he would write in now and just be like, "Oh man, I was a little upset. I thought more about it.
I was a little drunk that night, and
It's like the night when we had the rug burns in Lansing at what was that? Small Planet. Remember the Small Planet?
Yeah.
And they were playing, and they did some political song. They were doing something. It was, I don't know if Bush was it was probably Clinton. And they're doing some political kind of tongue-in-cheek song, and this guy's just going in the crowd, gets so fucking worked up. He's just bought their entire catalog. They had all their CDs for sale before the show, after the show, and this guy's got 8 CDs, and he's just, "You will not talk about my president like that." Jumped on stage and just boom, smashed all of them. He's stomping them.
Wow.
It was the fucking greatest thing I've ever seen at a live concert. And then he stormed out of the place. It was like, oh, that was fucking great. We laughed all night about it. And then the next day, it was like he might as well have the piano playing behind him. He was like, oh man, I got a little carried away.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just do me a favor and apologize to Steve for me. I don't know what came over me. I was drinking a bit much, and now I gotta go rebuy all their CDs, and I was really out of line. It's like, yeah,
what a dick. Hey, speaking of food, Hamlin Pub, they recently rolled out a new menu, as you know. Try their new culinary creations, which include Southwest Cobb salad, candied Brussels sprouts, Korean steak tacos, chicken share, or the big brisket sandwich. Or you could start your day with an award-winning backyard Mary Bloody Mary. Of course, these specials are good at all 5 Hamlin Pub's locations: Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and the 2 in Shelby Township. And don't forget, this month is #DrinkHamlin month.
Yes, we'll be giving away some valuable prizes.
Indeed.
2 former ESPN hosts going at it. Jamel Hill, God, love her. She seems like she'd be fun to hang out with, doesn't she?
Does.
Former Sports Center host, I think the 6 o'clock Sports Center, I think she used to do. Britt McHenry, she's the cute blonde.
Oh, she's a piece of work too. She's the one who yelled at the parking attendant, right?
Yeah. Did you find that, E?
Do you know who I am?
Oh my God, that's why you're working here, sweetheart. Yeah. By the way, you're ugly. She's calling her ugly and shit. Well, they got into what the story says is a vicious Twitter fight. Can a Twitter fight be vicious? I mean, so
it's all documented. We'll be the judge.
Okay, so Britt McHenry tweets, and I apologize in advance. This is a bit vicious. Does anyone actually watch this show? Referring to the High Noon show, which is on ESPN and hosted by Bomani Jones and Pablo Torre. She said the pair's presence was an indication that ESPN was filling demos over talent.
Wait, where's Britt McHenry now? I think she was ESPN.
I think Fox News maybe hired her to do some shit.
Gotcha.
Maybe Fox Nation, the new subscription-based thing. So yeah, because they're minorities, saying they're filling demos over talent. And then Hill, and I apologize in advance because this is the definition of a vicious Twitter fight. Said, be careful, your racism is showing. Yeah.
It looks like she,
it used to mean something, Jamel. Now it just kind of rolls off the back.
When she got fired, she said she was fired because she was white and paid too much. And then it says McHenry has written columns for the Federalist. That's all it says under her career in Wikipedia.
Yeah, I did think she got hired somewhere. Fox. She's become a host for Fox Nation.
Okay.
So that's the pay one, right? That's the new.
I guess.
I think it is.
I don't.
Had she just said she didn't like the show, I wouldn't have said anything. But she immediately suggested that they were on TV because of their race. But they're on TV because of their race. These guys are my friends, and she's a moron for belittling them in that way. It's about the fact that her go-to insult was that people of color on TV aren't qualified. That's kind of a stretch, really. She didn't just say all people of color on TV aren't qualified. But dude, I notice it when I watch ESPN. It's like they went from Chris Berman as the host of a show with all these former athletes to I don't know if there's a show on ESPN right now that's not hosted by a female. It's fucking ridiculous. And it's like, oh, okay, I see what we're doing here. It's just We got to get the lady in the room. And, you know, these guys can get vicious with each other. Shut up. I'm still talking.
Really?
But if you turn to a woman, it's like, I was watching one a couple weeks ago, and this woman's like, but, you know, what about this? And it was just like, oh, shut up, bitch. And the guy was like, well, let me finish my point. And it's like, no, he would not have reacted that way to a fucking guy.
Huh.
But he had, so they're all like kind of tiptoeing around. But it's hilarious watching these little fucking girls dancing around the set. And so it's like, yeah, there's definitely something going on where it's like, we're so woke. We're only hiring people of color and females and to do these shows. I mean, that's what it looks like.
I wonder, and we already know that they're down, but honestly, I was just trying to think when the last time I watched ESPN was.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm sure I have, because I'm sure there's been some sporting event that I've probably watched in the last year at some where I was like,
a bowl game or something.
Yeah, like a bowl game or something. But like I was trying to think like when the last time I watched
one of their studio shows.
Yeah. Dude, I haven't a studio show in forever. But even just ESPN, like
I haven't either. But here's the problem. What up, fam? T-Roy's here. And so sometimes I'll go and turn on the TV and it's on that.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man. And then there's
and the channel changer doesn't work.
Well, it's like, oh, they're yelling at each other. I might as well see what they're yelling about.
I get that. I mean,
so that's what I'm running into. But as far as like typing in the channel number, fuck, I can't even tell you the last time I did that.
Jamel Hill is gone from there now. She works for the Atlantic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did she go to Michigan?
Michigan State.
Michigan State. Okay. Yeah, and you referenced, Jay, the famous Britt McHenry actually came on our radars. Gross, I know. Was when she got her car towed. She was at a Chinese restaurant, and her car was towed, and it's frustrating as shit. No doubt about it. When you have to go to the lot and you're dealing with these fucking people and pay this, and she's pissed off, but she takes it out on this woman, and she's like, "I'm in the news, sweetheart. I will fucking sue you." And that video went everywhere. Do you have it there, E?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, as you're watching, you're just like, oh,
yeah,
God.
She's repulsive.
Stop talking. This is so bad.
In the news, sweetheart. I will sue this place. Okay, that's fine enough. I'm in the news, sweetheart. I will sue this place. Okay, that's fine enough. I'll play your video, so careful. I'll play the video. That's why I have a degree in
I guess it's the best of.
It makes best friend call even being here.
Sure.
Well, let's get you out of here quickly. Yep, that's all you care about is just taking people's money.
Like it's
With
the
no
clerk's
education.
fault.
Right.
She's getting rich off this.
You have no education, no skill set. Just wanted to clarify that.
Do you feel good about your job?
Why
So I
not?
could be a college dropout and do the same thing? Why because I have a brain and you don't?
Oh my God.
Oh,
I'm gonna kick her in the head.
I know, right?
God.
Maybe if I was missing some teeth, they would hire me home.
Oh, so bad.
Oh, like yours? Because they look so stunning. Because I'm on television and you're
You're in a fucking trailer.
Honey. Lose some weight, baby girl.
Oh boy.
Jesus Christ.
I think she was suspended for that.
That was brutal.
Dude, that is hard to watch. And the funny thing is, the lady behind the counter is just like, okay, you're being in here is making your skin crawl. Well, let's get you out of here. As if she's got anything to do. She didn't tow your fucking car.
She didn't park illegally for you.
And by the way, what the fuck are you going to sue for? Sweetheart, I will fucking sue this place. Why? Because you parked illegally and the owner of the establishment you illegally parked at called the towing company to have your fucking car towed?
Man.
Fucking sue this place.
Privileged.
Sweetheart. Okay. Man. I got another story here. Did you see the kid, the white kid at Columbia in New York?
Yeah, going on the racist rant.
Is this kid drunk or is he just had enough?
Gotta be drunk, right?
I don't know. It's mostly black undergrads have gathered. I don't know what their I'm assuming it's a protest of some sort. And this guy's fucking had enough. White people are the best thing that's ever happened in this world. Let's check him out. And you just go, dude, you go to Columbia. You're not a dumb guy. Like, what is the? He kind of looks like Big E, just a little bit.
Of course he does.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, were you in New York last week?
He has a plume and dumb glasses.
Yeah. Wouldn't you think, like, okay, I'm about to go berate these people. I would just go, what is the possible positive for me that comes out of this moment that I'm about to have? Best case scenario. I get a job at Fox News.
Best case, I don't get punched in the head.
Yeah.
Stop trying
We built the modern world. Who? Europeans. Built the modern world. We invented science and industry. We invented science and industry, and you want to tell us to stop because, oh my God, we're so bad. We invented the modern world.
Gotta be drunk, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We invented the modern world. You fucking degenerate. We saved billions of people from starvation. Are you joking me? We built modern civilization.
All these woke white people yelling at him.
Filming.
We are so amazing, and I love myself, and I love white people.
Say that one more time.
Fuck yeah, white people.
Right here.
Fuck yeah, white men. We're white men. We did everything. Look, I don't hate other people. I just love my white men.
Drunk
I
as
just
shit.
love white men.
Yeah.
Now look,
Drunk as fuck.
Dude, drunk as shit. He's gonna wake up this morning and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, Pete, what'd you do last night?"
Nothing.
Oh man, I don't remember. And then little snippets of the night are gonna come back to him, and he's gonna
Little
be like,
flashes.
he's gonna be like, "I love white people," and he's gonna be like, "Oh shit."
He's gonna hear the news on in the other room and hear himself talking.
He's gonna go to his normal websites that he goes to and realize he's in international news.
He's trending.
Yes. Oh God, dude, that's one of those mornings. It's gonna hit him. His phone's gonna be blowing up. His mom's gonna be calling. Honey, was that you I saw in the news? Why were you on Good Morning America? Does this guy need to be like on a Good Morning America going, I was raised better than this. This is not who I am. I want to apologize.
You'd think he's looking toward the future as a Columbia student, right? He's not just some degenerate.
I don't know if his name is out there, but he will be ID'd, and dude, that's just there. That's you now. You are that guy. It's like that. Remember the kid that was in the college and he was bitching, and he got into a screaming match with someone there because he wanted macaroni and cheese, and it was too late. They didn't serve it anymore.
Yeah.
And
got violent.
This
right?
was his name, by the way. I forgot.
Oh, you do have his name?
Fucked. It's of course it's a very white name.
Julian von Abel. He's got a von in his name. Oh shit.
Of course he does.
Yeah. Remember that kid though, and he was just like he was down talking the guy that worked there.
Totally, yeah.
Wasn't that what he was doing?
Yep.
And it's like, dude, that moment is gonna when someone bings your name, that's what's gonna pop up.
Yeah.
I don't care how established you get in life. I mean, you wouldn't want to hire someone like that. You're just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on social media. Oh shit, I remember that video. Yeah, that guy. I love white people. I love white people.
Yeah.
We invented science.
You got some damage control to do today, Julian.
The school's Black Students Organization said that they are disgusted and would be discussing a plan of action.
I will note that he did say at the end, "I don't hate other people. I just love me and my white maleness."
Oh, white maleness. Woo. So, look, Black Students Organization. We don't need a plan of action. He's a drunk fool.
Yeah.
We don't need him. We don't need to try to woke the whole school.
I would actually like to investigate a transcript of that rant because I'm not sure that it was as bad as you think it was.
You want to hear it one more time?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It wasn't hateful. Note that and listen. I'm not saying it was a good thing.
But it's positive. He's being positive towards white males.
If you take the screaming out of it, the ranting nature, if you put it on paper,
the thing
does
of
it
like
read better?
We created arts and science is not probably great, but
we built the modern world. Who? Europeans. Built the modern world.
The Renaissance was big.
We invented science and industry, and you want to tell us to stop because, oh my God, we're so bad.
You want to tell us to stop because we're so bad.
I feel you. You're so dumb.
Some poetic license there. Sure.
We saved billions of people
Discounting
from
the Egyptians.
He's taking a lot of credit for saving billions of people.
White people are the best thing that ever happened.
Okay. There's the one you're going to...
Hold on. Pause.
White people are the best thing that ever happened to the modern world.
Right. So is he talking about like Jonas Salk? Is he
probably yes?
Is he talking about
polio? There's been some great moments for white people. Let's not discount those. But.
I mean, if he's in that moment, like we're the best thing that ever happened in the world, it's like, okay, are you talking about like Neil Armstrong, Jonas Salk? Is that what he's taking credit for here? Don't know that he's
I don't know
earned
exactly.
That,
I don't know exactly. But what I'm saying is that it's not as hateful toward others as you may at first glance have thought. Am I right on that?
It's not hateful for sure. It's like weirdly
just braggadocious toward white people, which we're not used to hearing these days, right?
Right.
Because you're not supposed to do that. That's rule number 1. You're not supposed to do that.
And if you do that, it's usually with a Confederate flag behind
Hell
you,
yeah.
a wife
Hell
beater,
yeah.
a rusty truck,
Yep.
and you're somewhere down south.
And you just got off the phone with Jimmy Dean Sausage.
Hell yeah. You know, God damn it, white people invented science in the modern world. We're the best thing that ever happened to this planet. You don't expect a fucking post-grad from Columbia on a college campus to be doing this.
And when you say
he
that
say
shit,
the N-word. He doesn't say things
but
like...
he is excluding, right? He's saying essentially, white people are the best. Is if you boil that down, and that's not a good message there, Julian.
So if he were to have included, like, don't get me wrong, we got peanut butter because of that black guy.
Yeah.
Then it would have been okay.
George Washington Carver.
Yeah, there you go.
Bring in both George Washingtons. Ebony and Ivory.
Now that would work. So he just tripped up in his speech.
I'm saying it could have been a hell of a lot worse. And if you really boil down the transcript,
let's hear the rest of it and see if he goes off track anymore.
I love white people.
Okay, it's a white guy. I love white people too. Several of them.
We're white men. We did everything. Look, I don't hate other people. I just love white men. God. I just love white men. Oh, God.
I just love white men.
Now, do me a favor, E. I want you to minimize that screen and scroll down. My guess is there's a few comments. I don't know how many people are going to side with you, Jay, but let's just see. Definitely a Trump supporter. Okay. Yep. Drunk words equals sober thoughts. He is a real life YouTube comment. Wow. Yikes. It's okay to be racist. America. Fragile masculinity. I love how he says, we. What has he invented or done? Why is he trying to take credit for what others have done?
Good point.
Neo-Nazi. I'm not seeing a lot of why don't you jump on there, Jay, and join the discussion? Yeah. See how many sub-comments you can get.
Boil it down to a transcript and read it.
Seriously, people, I want you to point out the exact moment of actual racism and or hate. He's just proud of his people. Is that the end of the world?
That's how I read it. Bad move by Julian, though.
Well,
this day and age.
The good part is that the Black Students Organization is working on a plan of action, and they're having a board meeting tonight. So, which
See
is
what
what
to
we
do
need.
with this hateful person.
Columbia Student Organization of Latinx. It said they are absolutely outraged and demanded the school hold this dude accountable. And we also want to stress that these type of incidents do not happen in isolation, and we demand Columbia sees this as an institutional problem that is perpetuated by its administrative, academic, and business practices. So Columbia produced this.
Exactly. Okay.
You guys are taking your little clubs too seriously.
Shit's gone off the rails, man.
One belligerent drunk asshole does not speak for. He doesn't speak for me. That I know.
Well, no, they're not.
And I don't think Columbia created him.
That's the thing.
Going out on a limb here.
Not just that, there's probably if we see one, there's probably other students that think this. They to say that literally
they want Columbia.
The administrative, has created this. They said.
Well,
this
it's
is
institutional,
okay. Right?
It really is. Let's take a quick break. Did you see that high school football player that murdered his girlfriend?
Yeah.
16-year-old kid
down in Indiana, right?
Yeah.
It's a problem solver, man.
Yeah.
She was pregnant.
Yeah, didn't tell him. So we'll get to that much more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. Cast continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
Alrighty. Welcome back to the show, Mike and Jay. And I'm dying to know what one of us searched or clicked on. I don't know if you're getting it too, but my email is inundated with, I used to, the Chinese manufacturers, clothing stuff, if I'm interested. I still have those coming in, but I'm a real girl, wanna fuck.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Yeah, our server has gotten whaled by these things.
Yeah. And I
don't think you printing those out probably helped.
Well, I can't
I just don't even click on them. I don't delete them. I just move past them. Yeah.
Well, because the problem is, it's like, hey, if you want to see some nude photos of me, click here. And it's like, shit, I can't help but bite on that. It's just like, well, yeah, I want to see nude pictures because she's hot, she says. So I keep clicking on that, and no, dude.
I was just gonna say, you just asked who it was.
I've never clicked on anything. I did print. All I did was hit print. I didn't open anything. I would never click on a link to something like that. So I'm blaming E.
Sure,
he had something to do with
whatever.
E barely even uses his Detroit Cast email.
Yeah,
well, I use it for personal reasons or for the show. I use my Gmail more often than I use that.
Yeah.
If I was going for fucking things like this, I'd be using my Gmail account. I would tell you that much right now. I do not watch porn on that computer.
You never have?
No.
You can ask AA around. Poke around on it.
Sure. Yeah. I wonder if there was something we searched or clicked on or did or that triggered that, because it's all of a sudden.
Yeah, no.
It just goes in waves, though, to me. Like it's gone in the dick pic or in the boner ads, and then it went to the like you said, the industrial things of like selling you fucking cheap fabrics or whatever, and
which those do sound like a good deal. I got to be honest with you.
I get things all the time that telling me I could be, you could be making $10,000 a week. And I'm like, oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, we're getting, the Chinese ones have changed to literal Chinese. It used to be like Chinese English, hello, very good, this and that, but now it's just in friggin' Chinese. You can't even,
which is hard to read. I mean, that really is a tough.
Oof. It is. It doesn't matter. It falls under the line of like just like pointless shit. But it's like I probably get 20 to 30 a day of emails that I just erase, and it's like I don't even understand it. I'm not fucking.
It's part of life now,
right?
Man.
I guess.
Anyway, I mentioned that high school football player just before we went into break there, who killed his cheerleader girlfriend.
Problem solver extraordinaire.
Yes, he's 16, she's 17, and he's been charged as an adult for killing this 17-year-old pregnant schoolmate and cheerleader.
Dumped her in a dumpster, right?
Yeah, restaurant dumpster, which those are the ones that have like the brown liquid underneath
Everything ends up brown liquid.
Aaron Trejo is his name, from Mishawaka, Indiana.
Good-looking kid.
Yeah, do you have a picture of him there? Oh, Sideshow Bob.
I know. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Look at that idiot. Look at that, what a fucking idiot.
Dipshit.
What are you doing?
Wait a minute, Mike. This is so, like...
What?
Dude, everything he's done here is ridiculous. Killing a kid, impregnates this girl. But you say, look at that idiot, and his what? What's an idiot about him? His hair?
Well, everything that he just did.
But see, I don't think that's what Mike was saying.
That's exactly what I was saying.
That's
what
exactly
a
what I was
idiot.
saying, too.
Look at that fucking moron idiot.
Okay.
E, were you suggesting that Mike's racist?
I think he was making fun of his hair. That's what I thought he was doing.
Yeah,
well, I'll get there.
His hair's stupid.
I'll get around to making fun of his hair, E.
Okay, well, when that comes, then let me know so I can defend him.
Does he tweeze his brow? My God.
Yeah, there's some tweezing going on. And that hair is fucking absurd. Looks like a moron and an idiot.
Agreed.
Old man and pussy.
Well, he's got kind of a plumage, and I get it. You know.
That's not what it is. I think that regularly we start to more and more. I hear you like comment on things. It's just like a young kid's hair. That's just whatever. I mean, kids.
Yeah, the kids are wearing it longer these days, Mike.
If they had looked, I mean, what if we pulled up a picture of you with your rat tail, and I just sat there and said, "What a fucking idiot!"
You'd be probably right on.
But the problem is that was cool 30 years ago.
That shit's cool now.
I know, dude. I'm just trying to, gin him up over here. I knew he had something to say. Anyways, the body of Brianna Rochelang, cheerleader and football team manager. What? Brianna's the football team manager?
Why are you stuck on that? I don't.
Well, it seems you're a cheerleader and the football team manager. I don't know what that.
I'm more stuck on the name of the mascot of the school. Did you see this?
No.
Printed across her cheerleader outfit.
No, let me see.
Cavemen. The cavemen. How badass is that?
That's really dope.
I've never heard that as a mascot.
How can you even? That seems really inappropriate in this day and age.
The cavemen. The cave people.
Yeah.
All right.
What is inappropriate about cavemen?
We like to say people kind, not necessarily mankind.
Right there. How dare we suggest
cave people?
Right. Cave people. But
cave
I don't know what
cave dwellers.
What is the insinuation, that we're somehow racist for saying caveman?
Racist. I didn't say racist. I'm
just not woke, man.
Nothing can say men in it anymore. Are you kidding me? We can't say men, and there was cave women too.
Pretty presumptuous to even say they were cavemen.
Yeah.
How do we know what they identified as?
But cavemen existed. That is actually a thing. Okay, well, then another school out there can take the cave woman name. This school happens to be caveman.
I'm not really offended by this. I should make it clear. I'm not offended by this. I was just.
We like to say people kind, not necessarily mankind.
Exactly.
So anyways, the body was discovered Sunday morning in this dumpster a block away from where she lived with her mom. Trejo confessed that he thought about killing her for about a week, brought a knife to the meet up with her, and then stabbed her so she'd die quickly. Then he disposed of her body and that of her unborn child in a plastic bag he'd brought along before throwing her phone in a river. Dude, her mom last saw her alive when the teen said she was going to meet the father of her baby behind the house. She never returns. Detective Gary Mullins detailed the conversation that he had in which Trejo confessed to the crimes, which occurred after the teen had a fight. The teen parent a fight. Yes, Aaron explained that Brianna waited too long to tell him about the pregnancy to get an abortion. So he wants to have this thing aborted, but he's like, bitch, you waited 6 months to tell me you were pregnant.
Kind of a Ray Caruth situation.
There you go. God, he was a stud.
Such a good receiver.
Is he in the hall?
He should be.
They're leaving him out of the hall because of the crime he committed. So I then asked Aaron if the fight was about the pregnancy. Yes. He explained that she waited too long. An autopsy confirmed that she died from multiple stab wounds and that her scarf had been tied so tightly around her neck that strangulation was occurring before she died. Yeah.
How do you do it? How do you do it? It's just so crazy to me.
I know. He says the mom's like wakes up at 1 a.m. and is like, my daughter stepped out the backyard at 11 o'clock
to have a conversation.
And she's still not back. So she's like, she goes to me. Her mother woke up at 1, realized that she wasn't home, and went to this kid's house. And he told her, she never showed up to talk to me. And by the way, she lost her phone too. Like, yeah, the one you chucked into the fucking lake.
This guy's an Einstein.
Yeah, family called the police. We're like,
it's the perfect murder.
Something just doesn't seem right, dude. And that's the thing. It's like, can't you do a little play this out
in deduction
and just go, okay, the first person they're gonna look at always in a murder of a woman is
me. So I got to lock it down.
Yeah, I got to really be on this.
Yeah.
Did you tell your mom we were meeting back here to discuss this? Because they're definitely going to look at the boyfriend first. Husbands, boyfriends, that's who gets looked at.
Dumbass.
And then, kill her, put her in a bag. That ought to do it.
Put her a block away from the house.
Yeah. And then chuck the phone in the river so then they'll never figure that out.
I'm sure he was wearing gloves when he did this too, right? And stuff like that. I mean,
sure. I mean, dude, how stupid. I mean, if you're dumb enough to commit murder, I guess, I'm answering the question for you. But it's like, I just don't understand. Even at an early age, it's like, I knew, like, okay, that's a surefire way to get caught, is to fucking kill your pregnant girlfriend when you don't want a kid.
Incredible.
It's unbelievable.
Hey, now's the time. Contact Realtor Doug Stein or call him at 248-765-1781. He and the team at Century 21 Campbell will work to get you the absolute best deal on the sale and or purchase of your home. Doug's the man. He's easy to work with and a great friend of the show. Call Douglas today, 248-765-1781.
Give me a little squiggly.
Give me a squiggly. Walmart. We got a Walmart story, do we?
We got a Walmart. Yep. Jackson Rackicot. I think that's how you say his name.
Rackicot?
Racicot.
I see.
Rassicot? I want to go with Rackicot.
I want to go co. I want to go co at the end.
Rackico?
Yeah.
Rackico. Okay.
What up, though? What up, Rackico?
What up, Rassico? What up, though? So, yeah, anyways, we'll just call him Jackson. He worked at Walmart got another job somewhere else, and he was like, I don't want to quit the normal way. I'd rather go in there, turn on the intercom, address the shoppers. And
going out guns a-blazing.
Yeah. I got fed up. They don't treat their employees real well, so I needed to send a message.
It actually shocks me. I've been shocked before that this doesn't happen more often, where eventually someone, if you're working at a Meijer, you're working at one of those places, and like you're like, you know what, dude, I'm out of here.
Yeah, the only famous one is that one Skywaiter, right? Who did this to United Airlines or whatever? Who flipped the bird, cracked a beer, slammed it, and then went down the slide, the emergency slide.
Yes.
And that went viral, right? Because that was all on video.
Hell yeah! And then there was wasn't there a woman who was a anchor in Alaska, a TV anchor, and quit on TV.
Sounds right.
Like over the weed.
Yeah, it was a weed thing. She had a weed store or something.
Yeah.
Does this story lose a little bit of juice because he's already secured another job? Because I feel like it's dope. It's a great move. Getting on the intercom is always fun, and I highly recommend it. It really is. But it's like, it would have been so cool if it's like, fuck it, I'm done right now. Fuck this place.
Yeah, you can't plan that. That should be just a spur of the moment. Like, really? You're blaming me for not stocking that shelf right? You know what? Fuck you.
Dude, I'm out.
Listen up, everybody.
Yeah. You're the fucking one that told me to take that gun and mark these all $5.99. How was I supposed to know they were supposed to be $7.99? That's on you, motherfucker.
$799.
Yeah. Well, we've been selling them for $5.99 all day, dick licker. And it's like, dude, I'm out. I don't need to put up with this. That one's on you. Grab the intercom and do your thing. But he gets another job. But you want to hear his rant?
I do.
You can actually see it a little bit too.
All right, here Big goes E with a hat.
Jackson.
All right, Jackson.
And management, I would like to say to all of you today that nobody should work here, ever. Our managers will make promises and never keep them. And not only that, they will preach to us about how they care about their employees. But about a month ago, my boss, assistant manager Cora, called me a waste of time, and management did nothing to help. Management will also try and save money every step of the way, including cutting benefits of a part-time or a full-time associate down to part-time, even though he worked 40-plus hours a week. I've been a loyal employee here for over a year and a half, and I'm sick of all the bullshit, bogus write-ups, and my job. Fuck management, fuck this job, and fuck Walmart.
All right, I'm out of here. You got a little ovation there.
Yeah, they stood and ovation.
Yeah, the crowd liked it. Crowd was.
Well, of course they would. If you're in that Walmart, it'd be fucking awesome.
Put this again in the category of the, do you really want that on the interweb for all to see in the future? Because
good point.
You're a young dude, man. You're gonna have to work somewhere.
Yeah.
Not sure you have a huge future. Not like our Cornell guy, or what was it? Not Cornell. Columbia guy, but you got to be more.
I love the white man. Yeah, and you're right. You picked up on it. He was parts of that he had pre-written.
Totally, you could see his eye moving.
Yeah. So it's got to be way more spur of the moment.
Yeah, that's lame, man. Lame.
Yeah, I appreciate that he said bullshit and fuck you, fuck Walmart, fuck everyone. That's a great solid ending. Because there's a lot of little old ladies in there going, oh my word, oh my word.
I think
HE double hockey sticks.
My thought would be one, and dude, I'm not trying to slam the millennial kind of attitude, but like a year and a half isn't that long to be working at kind of a shit job. Like it'd be like, I've been here 5 years, man. I haven't got a raise once, because they do this shenanigans. And actually, if he was gonna write something out, I would have liked a little more like. Most people that work jobs like this, there's things you could say, man. Like I felt like at places I've worked where it's like they told you, like the management told you, hey, we're all a team, man. And if you want to advance, tell your leader and we will. Don't worry. But it's like that wasn't really the case. And you could be like, you know what I mean? So I thought he could have had better examples. If he was gonna write it out, I think he could have had better examples other than his examples.
It's just such a sign of the times, man.
I know. Well, he called out a female. It sounded like a female manager at one point, and I'd like to hear her side of the story because she says she called me a waste of her time. And it's like, well, why did she do that? Why did she call you a waste of her time?
I think it's reasonable.
My guess is you were a waste of her time.
That a dude who does this was probably a fuckhead in a lot of ways. Yeah. Is that fair to say?
I think that's fair.
Maybe not, but I think that's a decent conclusion if you want to go there.
Sure. Yeah.
I've been there. I've been that guy before.
Is that his page right there?
No.
That's something different.
Yeah.
Is that the Fyre Festival?
Yeah.
This is
it's coming soon, man. Documentary on Netflix, right?
Yeah, Fyre, Fyre. We covered this pretty extensively, I don't know, a year or 2 years ago, whenever it was.
Vanity Fair did a pretty good write-up on that.
Yeah. So you had a couple guys, they wanted to be entrepreneurs and wanted to put on a big concert. And who do they get? They got what was it, Jay how was his name, to be their like talent, their act. He was like going in with them. And they did it all through social media, right? And had like paid celebrities to do their
these influencers.
Yeah, Ja Rule maybe.
Yes, Ja Rule, and then they had one of the Jenner girls.
Yeah.
In some of the hype videos and stuff.
Paid like $100,000.
Yeah.
To be like, yeah, the Fyre Festival, that's the place to be, guys. Meet you there. And so people booked flights down in the Bahamas, wherever the hell it was, and they were supposed to set up these massive stages and put on this huge fucking thing. Well, they had no idea how much it cost. To like
this guy Billy McFarland.
Yes, yeah, and they were like, yeah, that's like $7 million. To then he's like, I'll give you $500,000.
Yeah,
like, yeah, go fuck yourself. All right, we'll do it ourselves.
Yeah, there were production company people who were interviewed for this Vanity Fair who were like, yeah, no, he contacted us early on. I quoted him, and he was like, no, I can do it for a fifth of that. And they're like, good luck, dude.
Yeah. I'm at it, bro.
I don't know how you're pulling this off, but.
And he was recently sentenced.
Yeah, he was.
Was it 6 years that he got, I think? I think I read that.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, Billy McFarland sentenced to 6 years behind bars for this thing because people went there. It was just not. They were shocked that there weren't riots on this island that was like raining. There was no way to get off the island. Could have been a real disaster. So
they promised like these awesome VIP tents and all this stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it was
yeah.
just
exclusive.
It was an absolute mess. The food was a mess. It didn't come close to meeting expectation.
Yeah, and I don't even think they had any bands there. In the end, bands were like,
right, you're right. I don't think anyone showed up.
Like Blink 182 is going to be playing. It's like,
and
nah.
Billy himself, was standing on pallets and stuff, going, no, everybody, don't worry,
Yeah, you're right. They're coming.
Personally, trying to keep everybody under control.
So they're doing 2 documentaries on this Fyre Festival, and I can't wait. Hulu's doing one that's going to be released in like April or something, 2019. But Netflix is doing one, and it's the guy who does great documentaries, Chris Smith, who did the Jim and Andy documentary, the Great Beyond, and the Unforgettable American Movie. I'm not familiar with that one, American Movie. And so he's the guy that did this. He gives a firsthand look into the disastrous crash of the Fry. And so, yeah, Seth Rogen and The Lonely Island revealed they're developing a comedy about the music festival. They apparently began working on it before Fry even went down. Yeah. And Lonely Island, that's Andy Samberg and his 2 buddies that do the parody songs like Dick in a Box.
Gotcha.
Yeah, those guys. So Seth Rogen, that could be funny. And so I think this one comes out soon, though. It's like really soon.
January 18th.
January 18th. There you go.
Yeah, Ja Rule famously tweeted as this thing was happening, "It was not a scam, and this was not my fault." Fuck.
You want to see the little trailer they've got here?
Yeah, it's pretty short. But.
Yeah.
Baby, here we go. Fyre Festival, baby, here we go.
Partying like rock stars.
The most exclusive festival the world has ever seen.
Oh my God.
Just cots and shit. Oh, people laying all over the place.
Oh, hell yeah. Dude, that's
people spent thousands and thousands of dollars to go down there.
That's going to be awesome. Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, Billy.
Poor Billy's sitting in jail when this big movie debuts. Poor guy.
Yeah, he won't be able to go to the red carpet.
Hey, should we get to a little bit of email, Jay?
Absolutely. Before we do, though, tackle ball season is heating up, of course, so stop by the Hamlin Pub to watch your favorite team on one of their numerous TVs and enjoy sports specials like the $7 medium hand-tossed pizzas, boneless wings, or the Nacho Supreme, of course. These are good at all 5 Hamlin Pub locations, Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and 2 in Shelby Township. If you'd like to write into the show, you can, of course, send us your thoughts to email at DetroitCast.com, or you can post in at P.O. Box 250268, Franklin, Michigan, 48025. No anthrax, please.
Nope.
We did receive posts from the Far East, Mike.
Oh, for the
and this is great. This guy's posted in a couple times, and he uses this service where he types it out and creates his own postcard, so that then
what is it a picture of?
You don't. It's South Korea.
Oh,
but you don't then get the goddamn post office, what do you call it?
Yeah, the stamp there.
Stamping over all your shit. It's a really nice layout.
So why would they not still stamp over that one?
They stamp still, but it's not in the area where you can write and stuff.
Gotcha.
Hey, fags. Greetings from Seoul, Korea, where you can walk through a 700-year-old village in the middle of a modern city and buy silkworm pupa to sprinkle on your salad at 7-Eleven. Silkworm pupa.
What is silkworm pupa?
You know, they're like larvae. Thanks for making the 14-hour flight tolerable. Really impressed with how Biggie has stepped up and started talking more since he found out he was so smart.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work. Appreciate what you do. Later, fags. And that's from Mike. Interesting South Korean pictures there.
It's a little.
That's Seoul.
I would have waited for a sunnier day. Take that picture. You know what I mean? It's a little smoggy. Gross.
There's the pupa.
Yep. Sure is. What is that? Is that their? Is that like a memorial? Is that gone too soon?
God, maybe.
Yeah.
But there's a 700-year-old part of the village.
Yeah. Nice.
Have fun out there, Mike. Jay writes in with a theory concerning Sully the dog. If 1 dog year equals 7 human years, Sully guarded H-Dub for 0.5 human years. Sully guarded H-Dub for 3.5 dog years.
Is that true? What was he there? 5 months?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, he rounded up to say half a year.
Okay. Yep.
So he served between his dog age of 14 and 17.5 dog years. Those are prime living years, right?
Well, yeah, but they said that he was H-Dub's companion to the very end. Like they were trying to. So in H-Dub years, he was there 5 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the tough part of this whole thing. But maybe, as Jay says, everyone is just celebrating the dog years as the amount of time served.
Okay.
Maybe.
So why, if he's such a loyal family friend, why did you get rid of him in an instant? Like he wasn't even buried yet. They've already given that thing back to, American vets or whatever.
Yeah. It's tough. Derek writes in, living far away from work. Gentlemen, in response to last week's listener grievance, I have some experience being that guy who lives far away from the office. So I think the grievance was people who come into the office late and go, shit, man, traffic was awful. Spend an hour and a half in the car. It's like, dude, you live in friggin' Brighton and you work in downtown Detroit. What'd you expect?
Right.
About 4 years ago, says Derek, my wife and I bought a house that extended my commute from 10 miles to about 35 miles door to door. We did this because we love the house. We bought and the area it's in, and it was literally a once in a lifetime opportunity that we couldn't pass up. It only took me a few times making the drive to and from work to realize that driving through rush hour could lead to a 2-hour commute one way. I didn't want to be that guy making traffic excuses all the time. So you know what I did? I started getting up and leaving earlier to avoid the traffic.
Sure.
I can get to work in 40 minutes if I leave early enough. And I'm usually the first guy in the office. It's also nice because I can leave earlier in the day, leaving me more free time in the afternoons. I understand the sentiment some people have of move closer to the office, but sometimes that doesn't make sense, especially if you are an at-will employee, as Jay mentioned. I would have seriously regretted not buying my current house to stay closer to the office and end up losing the job for some reason. Show's been great lately. Just like always, keep it up. Goodbye, BUI, Derek.
Hang on to your goat.
If you have flexibility, that's the key to this whole thing. Sure. There's a lot of people who have to start a shift at a certain time or have to be in the office with a certain boss or something.
Yeah.
So it takes the right job, and they're out there where you can just kind of flex your hours.
I think it matters. Like you better love that house. If you're going to be 45 minutes from work, like if you find the right house, the right situation, it's like, you know what? This makes up for the commute. The commute blows, but if you're in a fucking fixer-upper and it's like, nah, I'm gonna have a piece of shit home closer to work.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Well, Mike, why don't what about Matt?
Families and all that? I mean, it makes it tough.
What about Matt lowering it, Mike? He could get a nice little apartment by the job. That way he could bang his mistress in the week and then come home on the weekend.
In the city.
Right.
So you're saying keep the $15 million apartment in Manhattan, but also have a home residence in the Hamptons.
Well, what if he wants to?
It's a great idea.
What if he wants to? What if there's some people at the office that are getting a little flirty, and now he wants to bang these people? I mean, that's my suggestion.
My brother Chet currently lives in Chicago, and he's had extended time periods where he actually lives in Canton, Michigan. That's where his family lives.
Yeah.
But he has to be on these builds out in Chicago.
Yeah.
And he's currently on, I think, like a 10 to 14 month.
Oh shit!
Wow, where they're putting him up somewhere.
Yeah, and so he has a sweet apartment downtown Chicago.
Dude.
But he's always working. He's working just all the time.
So we can use the apartment.
Really doesn't get to enjoy it.
Yeah, perfect.
I can use the apartment. Yeah, that's what he said.
You should go to Chicago.
I love Chicago.
Just go out there. You hang out with Chet. You guys get along.
Aaron writes in, Jay, I need some more gift ideas as it's been getting even colder and closer to Christmas. I've been thinking about maybe getting some hooded sweatshirts or cranium covers for people on my list. I too hate destination apparel and do love supporting the local entertainers. Any suggestions on where I could shop? Look at AA Ron just throwing us a softball.
Yeah.
Jesus, if you were to give AA Ron some advice, what would it be?
Go to the Lions store. You can go to online DetroitLions.com. They've got a merch section right there.
I know.
I mean, that's considered local entertainment, right?
Well, my
was that a plug for us?
My Venmo number is just Eric Fady.
Did you hear him in the background? Money.
No, I mean, I know he's talking about the awesome embroidery T-shirts that we have at TheTroycast.com in the merchandise section, and hats as well.
Sweatshirts, yeah.
What did I say? T-shirts?
You did.
Well, there's T-shirts too. They're not embroidered, but there's T-shirts.
The embroidery pops.
Sure
May
does.
I suggest the embroidered hoodie?
Yep.
They're awesome. Go to DetroitCast.com under Help the Show. You'll find a merchandise tab. You'll also find a bookstore. You'll find several ways that you can help the show. And also, be using our Amazon link, everybody. Now's the prime time. You should be shopping through Amazon, and you should be doing it through our link.
Yeah, sign up for a members.
It's quite simple.
Go to the members area, too. There's a ton of content in there, and we still have some MyPillows left.
We do.
For people that sign up for an annual.
What a great Yuletide gift.
Perfect.
Oh, my gosh.
You get the content, and you can give someone a MyPillow as a gift.
Oh, my gosh.
Perfect.
It works.
It's like how shops. Yep, got my dad tickets to something that I'm going to go to, too.
Exactly.
He benefits from all the gifts he gives people.
Right. That's the best way to give gifts.
Well, that's that genius IQ right there.
Sure.
Use this every now and
Well,
then.
you guys are all buying gifts that are only benefiting one person. You could buy these gifts and benefit you and the said person.
There you go. We'll save the rest for tomorrow.
Very good. All right, let's get out of here. I got so much to do, so we'll get out of here. But we will be back tomorrow, so we'll see you guys then. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen, you got